All right, so let's start with the big story that we're tracking on Wion at this hour, where the Supreme Court in it has said that the NCP, the Congress and the Shiv Sena's plea against the Maharashtra government formation will again be heard at 10:30 a.m. The apex court today directed the Bharatiya Janata Party-led alliance to submit the governor's letter by tomorrow. This came even as the three parties demanded an immediate floor test. They said that that is the Shiv Sena, the Congress and the NCP, have the majority in the Maharashtra Assembly, and if Devendra Fadnavis has the numbers, then he should prove the majority on the floor of the House. And they also demanded an immediate floor test, while the defence said that there was no need for a hearing as the government has been formed. The tri-party alliance has said that Ajit Pawar has no right to continue as the Deputy Chief Minister as he lacks the support of the NCP MLAs. Remember, the tri-party alliance had filed a writ petition against the arbitrary actions of the governor in the apex court yesterday. And in a surprise move, BJP's Devendra Fadnavis and the Nationalist Congress Party's leader Ajit Pawar had been sworn in as the Chief Minister and the Deputy Chief Minister in Maharashtra after the President's rule was rescinded in a surprise move at about 5:37 a.m. yesterday morning. And to add more perspective in terms of what's been happening so far in this story, we're joined in by our senior political affairs editor Kartikeya Sharma, who's joining us over the phone line. Good afternoon to you, Kartikeya. Now, this is going to be an interesting battle that will play out in the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court heard the arguments that were put forth both by the litigants and the defence today, and now has demanded and issued a notice that the government should produce the letter of the governor, which said that they can come forth and form the government.
Good afternoon, Saleh. The obiter dicta, the order of the Supreme Court, does two things. One, it gives roughly 24 hours to the centre and the state government to produce two letters. The letter which has been submitted to the governor of Maharashtra and the letter submitted by Mr. Ajit Pawar to the governor saying that he has the support. So there are two sets of letters which they will be submitting. It also gives some time to the ruling dispensation to organize MLAs. But what it does not give a lot of leeway to the ruling dispensation to organize an engineer's large-scale defection. It is roughly tomorrow, which means by 10:30 a.m. when the court meets, within next 1 hour, court should be passing an order. Court can pass an order saying that, well, in next 24 hours, under special supervision, there should be a floor test. I would like you to remind you of an intervention of the court in Uttarakhand, whereby special appointees were sent to Dehradun, and then under those special observers, the ruling, the Supreme Court's ruling was implemented, floor test was taken, and then Harish Rawat was able to survive the floor test and he continued as the Chief Minister. So that's the legality of it. But I think the politics is very different from the legal aspect, because whatever happens on the floor of the House will decide everything. If somehow those MLAs were saying that they are with Sharad Pawar, if they decide to change their loyalty at the last minute, then the game will completely change. So the bottom line is that both all four big political parties, now 5 with Ajit Pawar's defection, they will have to prove their mettle on the floor, one. And secondly, the conduct of the governor is under radar, and I'm sure the Supreme Court, by ordering the letters to be submitted to them, in a way is a cognizance of the fact that they would like to examine why this decision has been taken, in a way it has been taken.
Absolutely, indeed. And one of the other things that everyone would be looking at very, very closely at this point of time, Kartikeya, is how many MLAs actually support Ajit Pawar at this point of time. Now, the NCP has come forth and said that at this point of time, they have the support of 41 of their MLAs, and Ajit Pawar does not have the support of all 54 of them, as he claims. What are you picking up from your sources on this front?
So, it entirely depends on the sway. It entirely depends on the opportunities. But you see, there's also a larger question regarding the conduct of the governor. When you invite a person for an oath, it's an oath of secrecy. But here the oath took place in secrecy, The whole principle of oath got inverted. But bottom line in politics is, if you have the numbers, then you have your way. So ultimately, it's all going to boil down to numbers and opportunities. We have the tragic example of the way Congress government survived 1991. The case of bribery was out there and open, but somehow the government survived. We have seen what has happened in Arunachal Pradesh. We have seen the way BJP formed the government in Manipur and Goa also. So ultimately, it's not about BJP or Congress, to put it simply. It's about a party which is very strong nationally and the way they, conduct themselves. Indira Gandhi got the first left government dismissed. It was because of a pressure that the first left government in 50s was dismissed when Nehru was the Prime Minister. So it's also about center-state relationship in a larger context for our viewers, that how state politics has been held hostage because of lack of political consensus, and a political executive runs back to judiciary for political solutions, which is very wrong in a constitutional democracy like India.
All right, we'll have to leave there. Thank you very much indeed, Kartikeya Sharma, for joining us and getting us all those insights. So it remains to be seen as to what will play out in the Supreme Court tomorrow.